Well, hey folks, I know it's been a little while. I actually got a couple videos I gotta edit together, but actually the editing part is not the fun part. So give me a little bit on that. I'll get some actual prospecting videos out. But today we're gonna go through a box of material that my buddy sent me. He thinks that there's a whole bunch of gold in there. If it is gold, he's one rich fella. But first, I used my tub yesterday. There was the Richburg Potato Festival. I put on a little gold painting thing there for people to pay in gold and whatnot. And so we got to get that all set back up, get some water in there, and then we can start running through that stuff. So give me a few minutes. We'll get some water back in here, and you got to do a little cleanup out here first, and then we'll get right to that and see how much gold he has in that stuff he sent me. Okay, we got enough water in the pan to do a little pan in here and show a little representation of what's going on. I gotta wait for my well to catch up. It's been so dry for so long. We need some rain, but anyway, my well's gotta catch up, get some more water in there before I can bring any more out. But here's some of the material that my friend sent me. Now let's just have a look at this. Maybe I should turn this light off, reduce some of that glare, huh? Now first, I got it all in the pan here. This is just a little sample of what he sent me. Now you can see how gold it looks, right? Now watch. Slowly work that back. Do you see how easily that's moving? See that? It just pulls right off there. And it's piling down there. It looks great. It looks yellow. But it's not quite yellow enough. And it's just moving in that pan way too easily. See that? Just a slow roll. It's pulling right back. Not to say that there isn't any gold in this at all, but you see that? Takes it all right away. Now here's some real gold. Of course there's not as much in this pan, not as much material, but let's pull this back a little bit and have a look. I know there's bigger pieces in there. Let's get those out of the way. Now watch. Same motions. See that gold just sticking there? Just stays right there. Now look at the difference in color. This looks gold-ish. See that? But it's more shiny. Now look how yellow this is. Even in the shadow, it stays yellow. See that? This stuff, which is pyrite. Let me get some of the water out of here. See, it just flows right out. It's too light. But it looks goldish. You put it in the shadow. See that? It's just gone. It's gone. That's pyrite. And just to prove a little further, let's dump this real gold in with this material here. Let me wash it out a little bit. Get some water. Wash all that gold in there, most of it anyway. Now I'll pull this down and pan it back. Watch. See all the goldish stuff is pulling right away, and the real gold stays right there. You see that? Yep, it's definitely pyrite. But that's not the end of our little test here. We're going to take all the material. I got a couple more bags in the house. Going to get the old homemade cleanup sluice all set up, and we're going to run all the material that he sent me through the cleanup sluice and see if we can get any gold out of it at all. See if there's even a trace of gold in it. So yeah, give me a little while. I got to get more water. Got to wait for the well to catch up. We'll get the homemade sluice in here, the cleanup sluice, and we'll run all that material over the sluice and see if we extract any gold at all out of it. But there you go. There's yellow gold. See how yellow it is? And this is yellow, but it's not quite yellow. Like I always say, yellow gold looks like the yellow stripe of paint on the road. And this just isn't yellow enough. It's too light. This moves too easily. So I'm sorry, buddy. You don't have a load of gold. You're not rich. Can't quit your day job, my friend. Unfortunately. All right. Give me a little while. Like I said, I'll get some more water in here. We'll push it all over the cleanup sluice and see if there's any gold in it. Okay, we got enough water to run the cleanup sluice. Here's the material he sent me. A little bag right there. See how gold it looks? Another bag right here. There was some in this container, and that's what I had dumped in the pan there. And we got another big bag right here. This feels like clay in there, so we'll have a look at that too. Let me get it all in the pan, and we'll start running it over the cleanup sluice. Okay, I got it all in a pan here. I took everything out of that bag, that bigger clump, and it looks to me like it could just be decomposing bedrock, or it's an old sedimentary layer. But I can see the sparkly stuff in there, the pyrite's in there. So it could just be, you know, iron sulfides within the host stone here of bedrock. Can't really tell for sure, but you can't really break that up to run it very good. We're just going to set that aside, and everything that washed off from it is down here in this smaller pan. And we'll add it to the bigger pan and push all that stuff through. There are some clumps in there. We'll be careful not to send them through the sluice. You can see here even the pyrites have lost their gold color there. Let's get this in this pan. Like I said, there are some bigger clumps in there, but I mean, actually, what I would do with this stuff, honestly, buddy, if you're listening, is I would find a makeup, somebody that makes makeup on their own, like a kind of home thing, and send them some of this stuff, because I've heard before that this pyrite and different micas can be added to their homemade lotions and whatnot to add the sparkly glitter to it. It's a natural way of actually adding glitter to things. So that's just an idea. Let me get this in this pan, and then we'll start running it. Alright. Okay, first spoonful here. Let's see how it acts in this sluice. Yeah, it's sitting down the riffles, but see, it's slowly washing away. I know it's not gold, but like I said, we're just going to look for a trace, so I'm just going to keep running this, feeding this through. I might have to give it a little more water, a little more elevation. And I would like to say there might be a piece or two of gold stuck down this matting. Sometimes it's hard to get out of there. I looked at it with my eye holes, but sometimes you miss a piece of gold. So if we find a piece or two of gold in here, it might have been stuck in here. We're not really going to worry about it with this much sample unless there's, you know, quite a bit of gold in there. Then it'll be something to worry about. But I'll just be here running this stuff through. Alright, give me a few minutes. Okay, I got it all pushed through there. It was all very light material. I'm not seeing any specks of gold in there hung up at all, like none. I see a little material in there, but I'm not seeing anything that says gold to me. Nothing at all. Not even that. But let me get this shut off. I see some material in there, but like I said, I don't see any gold. I don't see any gold. But that's not going to stop us. We're still going to get it into a pan and have a look at it. See if there's even a little bit. Okay, let's try to pull this back together here. Some black sand. See all the white stuff? That's all quartz. So it leads me to further believe that material, the chunks of material, are decomposing bedrock. Very, very old bedrock that is just eroding its way away. We'll spin this back right here together though. Not seeing anything yet, but there could be some very minute pieces right below that black sand. I'm being very careful here. A couple more spins, we'll have it. Shake it flat. Alright, I do see one flake right here. Right there's one little flake. See that right there? One little flake. That's it, man. One little flake. Like I said, that could have been stuck in the sluice. You can't always get every little speck out of there. But unfortunately, buddy, that stuff isn't gold, and there's not enough in it. Even if that flake is in there, that's not enough to worry about it. Something as a hobby, possibly. Well, buddy, there you have it. Unfortunately, you don't have a gold mine. I made the same mistake when I first started prospecting. I remember years ago, it's like 20 years now, I found a stone and it looked like it had gold in it, but it was pyrite. And I learned that over time. I think I even still have it in a jar here someplace just to remind me of those beginning days, you know. If I find it, I'll put a picture up here at the end. But yeah, that, you know, I kind of showed how gold kind of sticks in the pan like that, and this stuff just kind of moved around. It did look kind of gold to the unseasoned eye. But just my advice to anybody, like my buddy, he was wondering, so he sent it to somebody he trusts, a seasoned prospector, to check it out. And I advise you to do the same thing. If you find a deposit like this, or even a rock or anything that has gold in it, find a seasoned prospector, one that you trust. That's very important. And one that's seasoned. That is very important as well, because like I said, when I first started doing it, I was confused as well. So find somebody that's been doing it a while, send them the sample, let them run it through and do whatever they do, and they will let you know if it's gold or not. And I was able to show you how gold kind of stuck in the pan and this stuff kind of just kind of floated away. It's a very telltale sign. And putting the shadow over it, it still looked a little gold, but it didn't look as yellow as the actual gold. And that's a telltale sign. So sorry, buddy, you don't have a gold mine. I had my fingers crossed as well for you. But yeah, unfortunately, you can't quit your day job. Well, there you go, folks. The difference between pyrite and gold right there. We had a look and we didn't succeed.